What is up, everybody? To Adversity today. I'm gonna give my review of the new Super Mario Bros. Movie. I thought the movie was actually fantastic, a 10 out of 10. One of the great video game adaptation movies ever made, in my opinion. So we're gonna talk about this and talk about the critics score because the critics hated it. They gave it a 47. And I'm like, watched the movie and finished. I'm like, what the hell did they watch the same movie I did? But then again, if you aren't a gamer, I can see why you don't like this movie. But if you are a gamer who have played all these different Mario games from like a kid until you're in adulthood, I guess it's like I don't see how you can not like this movie. Like they have so many references from these from different games. I'm like, just had a big smile on my face the entire time watching this movie. So the plot of the movie is simple. Mario wants to be like a big plumber, but he keeps having issues throughout like his early like I guess plumbing because he's trying to get his business off the ground. So he's having a lot of issues. Like he's good at plumbing, but it's like something bad always happens. As we see, like the first few clients he had, like something terrible goes awry. So much so that his family is doubting his decisions as being a plumber. And they're like, why are you dragging your brother Luigi into this nonsense with you? It's like, don't mess his life up pretty much. So they actually show Mario's family, but his family is very, there's some a-holes, to be honest. Like they are definitely ruthless to Mario. It is this plumbing adventure, his plumbing dream or whatever. So, but Mario he takes one job and it goes super wrong and they end up into a different world. Him and Luigi get split and they are in the different Mario universe, not the because first it's like in real life they're like in Brooklyn, then they get sucked into the whole Mario. I guess what would you even call this? Like the video game universe as we know as we play the actual games. So he gets sucked into that universe. They get split. Luigi and Mario get split up. They get sucked into two different areas, and the story begins from there. Bowser. So Bowser is taking over different worlds, so to say. Bowser is like the coolest character in this film, in my opinion. Like he was definitely Jack Black as Bowser is definitely the standout character in this film because you can see the ruthlessness of Bowser, where he's just like flambang people, setting them on fire. Characters pretty much died from him, but it's not. It didn't technically die because it's a kids movie, but they technically die. He technically killed some characters in this film. But it's a kids movie, so they killed. It's not. They didn't do like a regular like kill. It's like they're still alive, but they're kind of dead. You kind of could tell, but definitely the greatest character, the greatest performance was by Jack Black. I was definitely surprised. He definitely did it all. He's like how Jim Carrey was in the Sonic movies. How Jim Carrey pretty much carried those movies. Jack Black definitely had to stand up performance in this film because you get to see the ferocity of Bowser, his just menacing persona, and then he gets like a little goofy as well because Jack Black, he's a musician, he's good at singing, so he gives his own original song, which the internet has been going crazy about his song that he does in the movie, and I like the song as well. It's been very catchy. I can't get the song out of my head since I've seen the movie, and I really like the song. So, let's see. Everybody else does a really good job at the voice acting as well. People had complaints about Chris Pratt, but his voice is actually pretty fine. It's like I didn't have an issue with any of their voices. I think all the actors did an amazing job in this movie. Seth Rogen, Anna Taylor-Joy, Charlie Day, Keegan Michael Keel. I didn't even know that was even him. He doesn't sound like his usual. He doesn't have his usual voice. While he's playing the voice of Toad, it's definitely a little bit higher pitch, and this character was funny too. So. A lot of funny characters, a lot of funny moments. So even as an adult, if you played a lot of the Mario games, I can see like it's definitely an enjoyable time. Like it wasn't just I was like one of the cons I thought they was gonna have was that I thought they were gonna like focus like the Minions type humor, where it's like you're gonna see the characters make fart jokes and like toilet humor. I wasn't really a fan of that in the Minions, but totally different. They have some very very funny people doing the voice work here, so. It just leads to a naturally funny movie with some of the moments of this movie. A lot of references to the different games, which I really enjoy. A lot of music notes. We had a whole Kong world being shown where the Donkey Kong and his people are at. That was a cool universe. I kind of wish we get a spinoff of that area, to be honest. We saw a cameo of all the different Kongs from like the Donkey Kong 64 game, all the family of Kongs there. And they even had a special moment for Diddy, which is pretty cool. Like I kind of want to see a spinoff because we saw like the different Kong their world and how they operate around that world. So I thought that was cool. Like they showed the penguin world in the trailer, whatever, the ice world or whatever. There's different type of worlds I kind of wish they expand upon in a sequel. I'm trying to think. Princess Peach's character, people were kind of mad that she is not a damsel in distress, but I kind of like her role in this one. She's like she was an experienced person being in this universe because she's not originally from that universe, which I'm pretty sure in the sequel they're gonna explore more because they're wondering like, is she human? What is Princess Peach and why is she the princess of the Toads? Because it doesn't make any sense. Because I never thought about Mario a little before, but it kind of like something doesn't add up. Like, why is there no king? Like, why is there no king? It's just her just ruling these toad creatures. But they kind of explore it. Maybe they explore it more in the sequel. Who knows? They definitely gonna do a sequel because this movie, I think it's doing really. Let me see. What was it? It's on track to earn 368 million, and the film is worldwide opening weekend. That is a lot of money for this movie, which makes sense because Mario is one of the most popular properties on Earth, and actually gets a legit good movie. So it makes sense they're gonna do that well. Not really shocked by the number. So this might open the floodgates for more Nintendo based IP movies. That's gonna do really well. They might release, because so far all we have from like movies is that trash Mario movie back in '93. We had the Pokemon movies, the animated ones, which were the first few was good. The other ones just it's too many at this point, so I haven't been keeping up with them. But we had the live action Pokemon movie. Detective Pikachu. I couldn't stand that one. It's like I don't understand why we have Ryan Reynolds as a Pokemon talking Pokemon. He's like the father. The character is just weird. I don't like that movie at all. But hopefully that opens the floodgates to more Nintendo IPs, because I definitely see Nintendo IPs that can definitely do great as movies. It's like with PlayStation, I don't really care about that because their games are pretty much movies anyway. You can literally go on YouTube, people just cut the cutscenes, we cut the gameplay out the games, and pretty much you can watch the entire movie. So I don't care about the PlayStation movies, but the Nintendo ones, it makes sense for them to do movies because they can do so much more with these characters. So back to the movie, I'm trying to see what else. Luigi, I didn't like the Luigi not have too much in the movie. He didn't do too much in the movie. I mean, I kind of see why he didn't do too much because it's part of the plot. They didn't do too much in the movie, but kind of didn't like that. I wanted to see the Mario Bros together, but they were split away from most of the movie. But I mean, the end scene was the finale fight was very it was very good at the end. I like how they did that. Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. He definitely does the Seth Rogenisms where he does the laugh and everything, the classic Seth Rogen laugh. I enjoy this character. I enjoy his interpretation of Donkey Kong. It's definitely very funny. And they had the connection him and Mario had, like the whole rivalry they had was pretty funny. Because in the first game, Donkey Kong, when you first see Donkey Kong and Mario together, they're like actually he's Donkey Kong is a villain. He's throwing barrels at him, but they can kind of have that rivalry when they first met in this movie, so I like that too. Bowser's army. Like I said before, he is definitely ruthless to his own army of people. It's crazy. You see the motivations to why he's doing all this. It's kind of hilarious as well too, and kind of sad because you see why he's doing all this. But yeah, great movie. Like I say, 10 out of 10 movie. I'm not trying to spoil the movie, but I liked what I saw here, man. There are a lot of references. Some of the moments that was pretty cool was they would like show you like how they would like do like 2D transitions into how the characters, like how you beat the game, and like when you actually play the game to a 2D side-scrolling version of the game. They actually like implement that into the movie, which is kind of cool. I like that. I like how they did that. The Mario Kart scene, which is pretty cool. There's a lot of references to Mario Kart. A big reference too, if you actually a fan of the game, that you like. They did one reference of like, "Hey, that was a pretty smart idea to do that." So yeah, it's just like a lot of nostalgia, a lot of cool references to people who played the game. Like, if you don't play the games, I can see why you don't like it. But as a person who plays the games, I just don't see how you can hate this. There's so many references back to the older games and whatever. So they definitely hinted at new characters, like a big key character being shown in the sequel at the end of the movie. In credit scenes, they show a hint of a character, and also at one scene of the movie, they kind of focus on this one character. Which I thought he was going to be that character, but nope. They gave us a hint at the end. We're going to get that classic character in the sequel that returns, and they're hinting at possible Mario Galaxies as well. So Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, the movie is on track to doing extremely well, so you might get most likely we're gonna get a sequel, maybe spinoff. So I'm glad this movie is doing great, great movie. Once again, Bowser, Jack Black as Bowser, is a standout performance here. Hopefully they have him a sequel because I know at some points, at some games, they do have Mario and Bowser team up. So they might get a sequel with these two on being on the same side against a bigger evil threat down the line. So, like I say, I don't say they could do a sequel without Jack Black. I would not be happy if they do a sequel to this movie without Jack Black. That's how great of a performance he did in this. But yeah, that's 10 out of 10 for me. Greatest video game adaptation we have seen so far, in my opinion. I don't know what these guys were smoking with that 47, but I like this more than the Sonic movies. The Sonic movies were okay, but at the end of the day, it's like it was still kind of weird. Like the Sonic was with this random family and everything, random. It's just weird. Sonic, I mean, it was still a good movie, but that didn't make any sense in Sonic. But this makes a lot of sense. It's like they just clearly told a great story with the Sonic material that we know. It wasn't like a weird offbeat thing like how Detective Pikachu was. Like you're talking about, you're not gonna see actual Pokemon battles, but you're seeing detective work. It's like this is probably the best adaptation I've seen so far, video games so far, of a movie. But those are my thoughts. 10 out of 10. Definitely want to see your thoughts down below. If you have seen the movie, if you're gonna go see it, let me know your thoughts. Leave a like if you like this video. Always, thanks for watching and peace.